Hey, NorCal Carters, I need to hit unmute on my microphone. Today is March 25th, 2024. And as you can see behind me, upcoming Kart Events. And this is for April, maybe May if you're not running an event in April. But tonight we have Ashley in the studio. She's in the background. We also have Kelsey Nelson from Northern Nevada Kart Club joining us to talk about some past. They have an ongoing fundraiser that Kelsey will get going the information to us on. But she also they had a swap meet last weekend. She'll talk about that. But more importantly, we're going to talk about upcoming kart events. So if you are a karting promoter, a local club, I don't care. If you're out of the area and you're a club and you want to be on the show tonight, let me know. Either, I don't know the best way to reach me. If you have my cell phone, text me. Or drop a message to Ashley because she's really good at checking her messages during the show. So that way we can get you the studio link and get you on the show. You can also send me a message on Facebook Messenger on my personal page. And I have that in the background. So again, if you want to jump into the studio, then we can do so. So again, this is upcoming kart events for April 2024. And a couple housekeeping ideas or items. Last week we had Dr. David Jones on. We were talking about the NorCal Carters Fitness Challenge. So Ashley and I started at the very end of January. We ran it through February and partial March. And we're kind of running through the new system for David and learning the new apps and learning the fitness programs and everything else. David and I were chatting. It's like, hey, let's open it up to everybody. So we will open the NorCal Fitness Challenge up to everybody. In a moment when Ashley is doing her intro, I will drop a link in the comments on how you can sign up for that challenge. Currently, we have a couple of giveaways. We're going to have an NCK road racing giveaway. We're going to have another local club entry giveaway. And David Jones is giving away an additional 3 months of one-on-one personalized training. So the neat thing about this is not just for the drivers. I'm really, really good at running my mouth. So, but I haven't competed in a race in probably, I don't even want to think about it because then I get depressed. It's been at least a year, maybe a year and a half. It might have been Thunder Hill is the last time I competed. So this fitness challenge isn't just for the drivers. It's for the support crew. It's for people that just want to get back into shape. Ashley and I had completely different goals. My goal, I'll let Ashley talk about her goals, but my goal for the fitness challenge was just more flexibility and more mobility, more flexibility and strength, but not bulking up, just strength and flexibility. And I wanted to quickly be able to hop in a cart and not just have the cart kick my ass. So this challenge is going to be for everybody. And like I said, when Ashley's doing her intro here in about 30 seconds, then I'll post the link for you in the comments. And if you're on Instagram, I did this last week. If you're on Instagram, I'm not sure why this happens, but every once in a while, it just kind of locks me out. And I can't refresh the screen because I lose the live feed. So if you're following us right now on Instagram, just give us a thumbs up or a quick comment. I will check in on the comments on Instagram, but they do not feed into our normal platform. So I have to manually toggle over to a different screen for Instagram. So we're not forgetting about you. It just doesn't come into our program like it does on Facebook and YouTube. So with that being said, I have too many tabs in front of me. There we go. Ashley, are you ready? All right.
Hey, NorCal, what's up? All right, it is upcoming events night. And so, like Jason was saying, we're going to talk about what's going on at each club. I'll tell you about CCKRA and what we have coming up. I'll talk a little bit about Prairie City. But everything's pretty much out now. So all of the exciting things Donald has planned is on the race report for race 2. So again, like Jason was saying, we're doing the NorCal Carters Fitness Challenge. Getting used to the app still, forgetting to check some boxes, and still Jason has more food logs than me. So yeah. So in the comments, you'll find the link to start the NorCal Carters Fitness Challenge with us. You'll get to compete against me and Jason and win some prizes. So yeah, go ahead. The link is in the comments. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and fill out the link. And then Jason and I are always at the races all over NorCal. So if you have any questions and you want to reach out to us in person, that's totally fine too. Josh is going to do it. So yeah, in the comments, Angie wants Josh to do the fitness challenge. Josh is definitely going to do the fitness challenge. So the link is in the comments. You'll be competing with Josh as well. So let's see if we can get Kart fit. Again, yes, we are calling it a challenge, but this is to help everyone get in shape, get Kart fit, you know? These are for our friends who have gained some weight and want to get back into a go-kart. This is for our friends who just want to not be out of breath at the end of the race day. So again, join with us. It'll be fun. Jason and I will be on, and Josh as well. So yeah, looking forward to that. And Jason, are you ready? So
I'm ready.
comments are coming in.
Yep.
But yes, the link is in the comments for the fitness challenge.
Yeah,
And
and
even
so
if
basically
you,
how it's going to work is you fill out the form. That information goes directly to David Jones, who's the owner of Motorsports Fitness. And once he has your application, he will reach out to you to make sure that your goals are aligned. Like I said, Ashley and I had different goals, but we were still in the same fitness challenge. And David was able to move things around because I was doing quite a bit of different exercises and activities than Ashley. But to make it fair, he had to, the way the scoring system was working, it was pretty, I think it was pretty balanced. I can't say that at the end of it, it was like, oh, that's not fair. I didn't do a great job on the actual every single day logging in the exercises. My wife made me walk. I was really good at the food. That's easy. But I was also really curious how I cook and what the calories and fat content was of the actual food I cook, because I do pretty much everything from scratch, except for sweet tarts. I don't make those from scratch. So, with that being said, let's bring up Kelsey. So tonight's the upcoming event show. We're going to give you the full screen, okay, Kelsey? Then you can do your introduction, who you are, what club you're with. And just a reminder, if you're listening to this and you want to be on the show tonight in the studio because you have an upcoming event that you want to talk about, drop me a Facebook message or message Ashley and we will get the link to you. It's web-based. You click on the link, you put your name in, you click enter studio, boom, you're on. So it's very, very simple. All you need is some decent lighting and a good mic and a good computer. A lot of people use, Ashley, iPhone or Mac people, they need Chrome. Is that correct?
yes.
So if you're an iPhone or an Mac, whatever that's called, Apple, that's it. If you're an Apple person, you do need to have Chrome installed. So with that being said, let's give the floor to Kelsey Nelson. Kelsey, the floor is yours.
How's it going? I'm Kelsey Nelson. I'm the treasurer at the Northern Nevada Kart Club. We haven't quite started our race season yet. We're not starting until April 21st. We've had a lot of weather lately, so it doesn't quite make sense to go out to the track when there's snow out there or it's wet or muddy. So we have a couple things coming up, though, a couple events that we're looking forward to. We're going to do a community day where we can get people that have never been in a kart or want to try it out to come out and just get in some karts, some members' karts, and see if they like what they see and like karting and get into it. Also, just a day for the karting community to come together and, before a big race, before our first race, just everybody get together as an event for making sure our karts are working or just practicing or, getting together for whatever social stuff we want to do. The other big thing I want to talk about, there's actually two other big things. The first one is that we are going to do a money race in June. We're going to host the Silver State Shootout. And the winner of the senior 206 class is going to win $1,000. So look for more information on that, but mark your calendars. It is Father's Day, but there's a lot of other races going on at that time. And I think lots of dads don't really mind racing on Father's Day. So June 15th and 16th, we're going to have 206 classes. All the classes will win money. Senior, I think, is going to have the biggest purse, though. And second, NNKC is working on repaving our track. It would actually be next year that we would repave, but we're raising the funds for it right now. And so we are working on a goal of $100,000 to repave our track.
Perfect. So just repeat that number again. You're looking for, the goal is what? You said $100,000.
The goal is going to be $100,000. We have some matching grants going on. NNKC is going to put up $25,000. We're trying to raise at least $25,000 from another source, and we have a matching grant for another $25,000. So with just those three things, we could be at $75,000 pretty easily. But I think ultimately we're going to need about $100,000 to do what we want to do. So right now we have $5,500 that we've raised outside of anything else. But NNKC will put up $25,000, and we have a matching grant. So as long as we raise another $25,000, we will get that $25,000.
And the reason I wanted you to put that number out there is a lot of us that are not in the construction world, we have no idea what stuff costs. But we do see all the bitching and moaning online of, oh, why doesn't the club do this? Why doesn't the club do that? It's like, well, when 3 people show up for a track cleanup day and you have a membership of 200, 300, 400 people, well, that's the reason stuff isn't getting done. But at the end of the day, it's just money. And I wish people would realize how much money it costs to keep a club open. There's one of the little benefits of becoming a member of a club. Instead of complaining that you're not getting points because you're racing a club as a non-member, which for me is asinine. For as long as I've been in karting, you've had to be a member to get points. I can give you a million different examples. If you go to Costco, you're a member. It's across the board. You need to be a member to earn the benefits. But $100,000 to repave a track. I mean,
that's a really reasonable number.
I wasn't shocked.
Yeah, I mean, our first quote was like I think $300,000, and then we have a member of our club that is in that line of business, and she's been working her butt off trying to figure out how to get it for cheap, and she's got a lot of good information and kind of figured it out. So I think that's going to be the number, and we will have brand new pavement. The other thing I just want to bring up is there's been a lot of rumors going around that our track is going to close, they're going to sell it. because of the airport is not doing the air races anymore. But we just signed a 10-year lease with the airport, and so there's no reason to think that the track is going to shut down anytime soon.
No, that's good news. And I think a lot of people don't understand that either, where most of the tracks do have some sort of a lease agreement. And I'm pretty sure every single track out there has had that rumor, whether, they're going to shut down next year, or next year it's only going to be rental carts only, whatever it might be. Every track experiences that. So that's good to hear. 10 more years.
Yeah, and there isn't really anything in the works as far as we can tell with the management at the airport that they're going to sell off around our track. There's some areas that are BLM land and may eventually become kind of residential area, but it's a little far off of our track. So I don't think there's any problems. But yeah, those are some of the images of our track right now. Lots of stuff is peeling up. We have some cement patches and some gaps between the cement and the asphalt that aren't great. If we raise enough money, we'd like to do more curbing, maybe update some of the curbing, maybe fix some of the areas that we tend to gather a lot of dirt on the track. So
good stuff. And I think that's the other thing people need to be aware of too. To go do your own research on to properly pave tracks. Ashley and I, Kelsey, you've been around for a long time too. You've seen it with various tracks where, it only was $5,000 to do this, or it's $3,000. Well, that's usually just kind of get some Home Depot bags, throw it in a crack, and patch it.
Right.
But to do it properly, the cost it's $700,000. So, you want to place the race at, or do you want to complain about how bad the surface is?
Just crack sealing. We did crack sealing earlier this year, and we had the equipment donated, and we had members doing the labor, and we just paid for the material. And just for the material to crack seal, it was a few $1,000s, and that's something you kind of got to do every year. And then if we wanted to actually seal the track like we've done in years past, that's usually been around $20,000 to seal the whole track. So the upkeep and maintenance is not cheap either.
Yeah, and that's just sealing, you said.
Yeah, just sealing.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, I definitely appreciate getting the information out there about the fundraiser. I think people should also realize, you know what, you've done a good job, and I know you've put a lot of time and energy into the website yourself. But nnkcreno.com, that's their website. They've done a really good job over the past at least 5 years, maybe longer, of getting a lot of information on their website as a resource. So how to get started, the type of carts. They have all the different track layouts. So yeah, get over there, take a quick look at their website, because it is a good resource. And I've even stolen some stuff off of there in the past, because it is not very often you go to a karting website and it's like, oh, wow, they actually have that information. So Kelsey, kudos to you. I know it.
And they
There's
have
a lot of time that you don't get thanked for.
And they have a cool commercial. So
right. We did just put that up. Yeah. The other thing is we are working on doing like a manual so that new karters kind of have I think right now it's about a dozen pages, but it's kind of talks about all the different parts of a 206 motor, and then kind of race logistics, what happens on race day, what can you look for, things to pay attention to. And we're going to do on the Saturday before our first race, we're going to do it's kind of going to be like an X-Head training, like people that are new or just want a refresher or something can come out to the track, and we'll do a kind of tutorial and a how-to on what to expect and how to maintain your go-kart. So.
Now, is there anyone in particular that's actually heading that up?
Our president is doing a lot of it, and then Jacob Ciari has been a member in our club for a long time, and he's done some classes in the past for the similar type of thing, and he's the one kind of making the manual, making some videos, and doing some various things for that.
Very cool. No, that's good stuff right there. So we have your video running on the sidebar here. But yeah, you guys have done a good job promoting it. Not just your track, but karting in general.
We, we're pretty fortunate. We had 140 family memberships last year. And, we do a little bit of the Minimoto stuff, but I think we only had about 12 Minimoto memberships. And so the rest were karting. And it was, we averaged, I think, 82 racers a race. And our first and second race, I think, we're almost 100 racers. So we, we're pretty fortunate to be doing pretty well right now.
Yeah. And again, you're in Reno. I mean,
yeah.
And I'm not trying to knock Reno. It's in reality, it's just a small demographic, especially for karting.
It is. I grew up here, and I had no idea the track was here. I've been around a long time, and I had no idea until I met Cole that the track was even around. So, I think a lot of our new members are that way too. Like I had no idea there was a go-kart track out there.
Oh, we receive that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm at Sonoma, and I talk to a lot of new people, and Sonoma's probably the number one track in NorCal that people are aware of if they're just kind of on the outside. And I'll start talking to them, like, "Oh, where do you live?" It's like, "Oh, I live in Fairfield or Vacaville." And it's like, "You have a track 15 minutes away from you at Dixon. Go buy a membership. You go out anytime you want." And the answer is always, "Really? I didn't know there was a track 15 minutes away from me." And that's what NorCal Karter is about, right? Getting the word out. Let people know there's tracks, there's options, you could race in a league, or you can be a weekday guy and show up on a Thursday and go pound laps. It doesn't matter. So good job to you guys though up there.
Thanks.
So let's talk about your you had a swap meet that came up last weekend.
Yep.
So
we had pretty good turnout there. It was at our president's shop. It wasn't at the go-kart track. We've had some weather going on, so it was nice to have it at the shop. But I think a lot of people showed up, and it was a pretty good event.
Very cool. And then, are you aware of any? Hey, thanks, Cole, for wearing pants. We appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
I was hoping he wasn't, and then I could okay, there's our viral reel for the week.
Oh my!
All 50 views.
That's what you need, huh, Jason?
That's what we need.
Some guy running around naked. Boost some viewer content there.
That would be our thumbnail for our promotions. So for those that don't know, that's Cole Nelson. He is the owner and manufacturer of the Invader Kart. So, family-owned operation.
And now we have a naked child that might help you go viral.
Yeah.
There you go. Or blocked, depending on who sees it.
Yeah.
But so the swap meet sounds like it was a success. Do you know if any new people came in and bought some carts or?
We offered for a lot of people to come, like new guys to come and check out carts. I'm not sure if anybody bought any. I'm not sure how many carts were actually for sale, but it was, we had donuts and coffee, so it was pretty good for people showing up and hanging out.
Nice. Yeah, and during this time of the year too, you guys run in the weather of snow and rain, so it's nice to see it get turned out.
It just snowed at our house yesterday, so.
Yeah, no. For those that are paying attention, it's the whole Davis Gold Rush thing. It's like,
oh yeah.
Well, a lot of people can't get over the hill. It's like,
yeah,
you have to kind of make those changes, right? Because
right.
You can't. A little bit of rain, I'm gonna say, suck it up. But when it's snow and you have the 80 shut down, that's a little bit different story. All right. So is there anything else you want to talk about while you're joining us?
I don't think so. I mean, we have 7 races on our schedule this year. The Minimoto guys have a national race coming or a national qualifier coming to our track next month. So
okay.
Yeah, so they've been doing kind of their own thing, partnering up with Reading a little bit, and another track. Maybe Dixon, right? Yeah. So I think they're doing pretty well though. But yeah, we're looking forward to the year. So.
Nice. And again, you can go to nnkcreno.com. You can click on their events page. It'll bring up their current events. The one thing I do want to say, and I don't know if this is because you haven't gotten that far ahead yet, or if it's the way the website is, it only shows the next event.
I just haven't set them up yet.
Okay.
I have a lot of things going on, so I just haven't gotten there yet. I plan on it. My plan was to do it this week, but before our meeting next week, I think it's next week. The meeting's next week on Tuesday. So my plan was to try to get everything done before our meeting next week, have all the races on there. We're also going to run our track backwards for Run Race. So, on our homepage, it has all the schedule. If you scroll down a little bit, it's on the front. There's our full schedule of events. So,
and then you have your traditional nighttime race, the Rick Jerome race.
Yeah, we're going to have that too. There's our race schedule and the Mini Moto guys. And then I have our swap meets done, and then we have our community day, and then we're going to have the night race in August, August 24th.
So real quickly, you don't come on the show a lot. Talk about the Rick Jerome Memorial Race, just in case we don't catch up with you before that race. Who was Rick Jerome, and why is it a nighttime memorial race?
So the club kind of formed in 1992, and they were racing in parking lots in the Reno area. And then in 1994, there was a big push to kind of have a permanent site for a track. And there were several people, Rick Jerome included, that was an integral part in making that track happen. And unfortunately, Rick Jerome died kind of early. And so I'm not sure how long the night race has been going on, but I think he was a big fan of it, or maybe that was just something that somebody wanted to dedicate to him. I'm not quite sure on that part, but he was a big part of NNKC and integral in getting a permanent structure. So that's why we're doing the race for him. And we've been doing the race. I mean, I've been around for 10 years, maybe a little longer than 10 years in Reno. And we've had it every year I've been around. And it's been going for years before that. But it's kind of a big event because we have to go rent lights and haul them all out to the track on Friday, get them all set up, and then take them all back to wherever we get them from on Monday. And sometimes we can get some donations for them, and sometimes we pay for them. So it just depends who we talk to and what kind of contacts we have around that time.
All right. We did have a question for you, though. Is there an indoor track in Reno? And if so, how do you market to those people to get them into something more serious?
Yeah, there's a Need to Speed here in Reno, and it's kind of on the southern end of Reno, but they're a little indoor track. They do the time trial stuff, and we do go over there, and we've hosted kind of NNKC nights, or they've had big events. And then we try to get a bunch of NNKC people over there. We've had flyers go over there. We have also, they've kind of marketed to us a little bit and donated things for our banquet or different things. So we do try to get an influence over there, but they've gone through a couple of different owners. So I'm not sure what the status is right now for that.
That's really good to hear that the local indoor guys helping the outdoor. Because we don't see a lot of that down here in the valley.
Yeah, it's hard because we get a lot of emails and questions like, "Hey, I'm going to have a bachelor party. Can I come to your track?" Like, well, we don't have track rent or cart rentals at our track. You either need to know somebody or do an arrive a drive or have your own gear. So we tend to say if you want to go do something like that, go to Need to Speed. And then we have a lot of our members go over there pretty regularly too. And actually a couple of our members help operate Need to Speed and are working there. So I think that helps a little bit too.
Yeah, no, and now that you say that, it's last year I started a little program where I was reaching out to brand new people, and I started actually tracking the conversations a lot more on where they're coming from, how they heard about me. But on NorCal Carters, I've talked to about 175, almost all of them brand new to karting. And my very first question is, well, one, is it you or is your kid, whoever's driving? But two, have you ever driven a kart before? And if the answer is no, I always tell them, okay, go try an indoor place or all-star karting out at Donald's place. Go try a concession kart place first and see if this is something you want to do. And if you want more speed, call me right back and we will get you set up. Yeah, so I mean, we can definitely use the indoor places as a lead, and it's nice to hear that you guys had that relationship of sending people there, but then also possibly getting them back.
Yeah, we also tend to tell people, if they just want to try it out, we usually refer them to Cashed Out or CNR so that they can, maybe potentially just go out for a day with the go-kart and see how it goes, because they are very different.
Yeah.
So.
And then, as you know, it's a lot of people call up thinking it's going to be $50 for a session because they honestly just don't know the difference between concession karts and race karts.
Right.
Which is fine. That's why we're here, right?
Another question I get is if we have 2-seater go-karts.
Yeah, I've not had that one yet, and I've kind of had a project sitting in my back brain waiting for enough demand, but I've seen a handful of them over the years where they were 2-seater shifter karts.
Nice. I've gotten that question, and I'm like, okay, same thing. First off, we're not a rental kart facility.
No.
And next, no, I haven't heard of any 2-seater go-karts. So
they exist.
We get enough emails that I just have a draft email set up and I just copy and paste every time I get it.
Yeah.
And NKC is not a rental facility.
But at the same time, we can't ignore those people because
definitely
you never know when they come back and they buy a cart or 2 or 10.
I think the other reason, so I've been on the board. This is my 5th year on the board. I took about 6 months off last year, but got back into it again. But I think part of the reason why we also have a lot of new members and a lot of people coming out to the track is we are really responsive on emails, and we try. I'm not super good on social media, but emails I respond to right away, and I think all of that is very helpful. So for those other tracks out there, just make sure you respond to people, get the word out.
I'm glad you said it because I'm constantly standing on my little soapbox and being an a-hole, but I don't know how many clubs never respond to their social pages. Just shut it off. I'm not being an asshole. If you have a social page and you're not going to respond to the messages, turn messages off and give them an alternative contact. Because if someone sends you a message and they feel like, oh, I've sent it, and they're waiting to hear back from you and you don't get back to them, they're gone. And
right.
In my extra kart parts business, I always ask, how did you hear about me and why did you call me? And I'm usually the 3rd or 4th person down the list that they call. And they go, the other shops didn't call me or they're not open.
Right.
All right. Here I am.
We also get that about the clubs too.
Yeah.
Oh, does any club race this class? And it's like, we're not responsible for all the clubs. So you have to tell us what club, all the things. But yeah, we get a lot of those emails too. But
we also have like an auto response on our Facebook Messenger, just like hey, we might not respond right away. If you need something immediate, try our email, right? Or and then we try to get back to them. We have a couple people on the social media side that respond to stuff, so it's I don't think it's too bad, but email is definitely the best for us.
Yeah, and we all understand. I mean, you're a volunteer for NNKC. Ashley's a volunteer for CCKRA. Most of the clubs out there are volunteer based, and people are trying to squeeze in that couple hours a week in their free time. I mean, look at Kelsey. She's got her family in the background. It's like she's taking up family time to be on the show. So we all understand it. But if you're part of a club, please, if you have those messaging services, you don't need all of them. But if you have them, you got to respond. Because I don't know how many clubs I've never heard back from.
Yeah, and also, if you're somebody that likes to make your voice heard and you like to be kind of the squeaky wheel, you should get into a position where you're volunteering and be in that position for a little while and just, get that experience and understand what's going on behind the scenes, because it's definitely a lot different. I mean, our president this year, he was president last year, and last year was his first year. And he's pretty active at the club, but he became president. He's like, I had no idea how crazy this was, and how much work and effort it takes to keep this going. And so, he's been on a couple-year term, and he might not make it many more years, just because it does take a lot of effort and time, and he wants to do other things, and he also runs a business and everything else. So. It's if there's any inclination to complain or criticize, then you should get involved yourself and help out.
And at bare minimum, show up on the track work days. At bare minimum.
Yeah. Yep. Or club meetings, or
meetings.
Yeah.
Well,
cool.
Thank you, Kelsey, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for setting the time aside. You can stay on board if you want to.
Sure. I'm just gonna say I always want to be part of it, but the evening is so chaotic for me, and I'm usually going to bed at about 8:30 because I get up at like 4:30 or 5 to go to work. So I forget that it's happening. So thank you, Ashley, for sending me the message right before. I was like, oh, good, I'm gonna get on there this time. So thank you.
Yeah. No, Ashley's good about personally reaching out to people. My approach is a little bit different. It's like, if you're not following my page or you're not getting I'll tag all the clubs and all the individuals. But Ashley does a good job at personally reaching out to people. Hey,
I actually saw it on Facebook, and then I text Ashley. I was like, hey, can you send me the info? And then I'm going to put an alarm in. And then she was like, oh, well, maybe later. It's like, send it to me right before then, and I'll be perfect. Because then I'll remember. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll get on right now.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you joining. So real quickly, when is your next event?
Our next event is April 21st. Well, our next race, our first race, is April 21st. And our community day that we're going to have is going to be on the 14th.
Okay.
It's also going to be a track work day, but and then we're also going to do an X-Head type new Carter event on the Saturday before our first race to try to pump as much information we can into the new Carters just for safety and making sure they know what's going on at our races.
Very cool. And if you're wondering how to get in touch with NNKC, Northern Nevada Kart Club, nnkcreno.com. You could also go to NorCal Karters. If you click on the calendar, they're a sponsor for 2024. And if you click on the calendar and you click on their events, you can click on directly on their website to register for their races and find all the information in the classes they offer. Well, Kelsey, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Your family.
Yeah, thanks. It's getting a little loud back there, so I need to go regulate.
Don't hurt Cole too bad.
Oh, no, he's on his own.
He's on his own.
I got to herd the small ones and get them to do, brush their teeth, go to bed, the normal fight at night.
Yep.
So.
Very cool. Well, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
All right.
And we'll keep in touch.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. You too. Thank you. So that is Kelsey Nelson. She is with Northern Nevada Kart Club. And she was giving us some information. They have a big fundraiser that they're working on for 2024. We weren't trying to rush her off, but we are trying to keep the show to under an hour. And as you can see behind me, we have upcoming Kart events for April. And so we actually have a lot of events coming up. So Ashley, Are you ready? Or
Yeah.
you are ready? All right, take it away.
Okay. So I was gonna talk about CCKRA. We had 79 entries at our last Button Willow race. This next race in April, we're going to be in Santa Maria. And we're going to be in Santa Maria, and that's going to be April 20th and 21st in Santa Maria. The general meeting is going to be April 9th. So after the board meeting, which is on Thursday, we're going to push out all of the information that you'll need for the April race. There's going to be lots of stuff happening in the pits on Saturday night as well. But all that info you can find on Discord. The membership deadline is going to be the 21st. So that Sunday of the Santa Maria race is the membership deadline. NorCal Carters is also going to be giving away an entry at the next race. So there's that. And so again, Santa Maria in April, the 20th and 21st. Is that right? Did I say it right?
Yes.
You did. Yes. Okay. 20th and 21st, Santa Maria.
For CCKRA.
CCKRA.
All right.
Next up, we will talk about All-Star Karting, Prairie City.
Okay.
Their next race is going to be May 4th and 5th. This is the one that was rescheduled. So it's going to be May 4th and 5th. This is going to be the Spring Super Series, the third race. So race 3.
You're going to make a cheesy May the 4th be with you, aren't you?
I already did. If you saw the race report, we're going to be doing a tire changing contest on the grid. So May the 4th be with you. But also, fun fact, Donald actually grew up a Star Wars kid.
Really?
So yeah, he really was excited. They're also doing complimentary tacos on the grid Saturday night. So fun stuff planned at Prairie City for the May the 4th and 5th weekend.
May the 4th be with you.
Okay. Next up, we have Challenge of the Americas. And Andy's bringing the show to Sonoma. Yep, here we go. Sonoma Challenge of the Americas. Registration deadline is March 31st. Registration deadline is March 31st. But come on, NorCal. Yep, there we go.
Are you looking for something specific from me?
No. I was waiting for you to stop. Okay, April 12th in Sonoma. Rounds 5 and 6 for Challenge of the Americas. Register by March 31st. I'm pretty sure hotels are booked up. The hotel block is booked up. So get your registration in. Do not wait. Do not try and register at the track. Trust me, you will pay more. But
it's $250 more if you want to procrastinate.
Yes.
Yes.
So get your registration in by March 31st and come join us in Sonoma. If you're not racing, come watch. This is going to be a big show and you guys need to see this. All right.
So this will be the series finale for Challenge of the Americas.
Yeah.
Their website is challengekarting.com. And this is it's really hard to categorize what Andy does, but it's really a national/international event
Traveling
for
series.
the West Coast. Really started out in the winter months when we had nice weather and Canada didn't. And how many years is he going on?
This is 17.
17th year. So, yeah, it's a lot of talent, a lot of drivers. And yeah, it's in our backyard. It's at Sonoma.
All right. Who do you got next, Jason?
Who do I have next?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm going to cheat and use my calendar. This weekend, Rock Sonoma. So we have Rock Sonoma, the Rock Cup USA at the Sonoma track. So yeah, that's I don't know. I always feel like I overstate Rock Sonoma stuff because I do the announcing up there, so I'm a little bit more tied in on everything that's going on. But yeah, this year they're under new management. They had the actual Rock Cup USA. They said they took over the management from the Camerons in the off season, and we are doing the live stream. So when I say we, I'm just the voice. Rock Cup has a whole nother video crew that comes in. They just plug me into their computer. So it actually makes it kind of nice. But yeah, we will be live streaming on the Rock Sonoma YouTube channel. Sometimes I try to push it out to NorCal Karters as well, but for sure it will be on the Rock Sonoma channel, and that's on YouTube. And yeah, it's going to be I don't know. I enjoy going up to Sonoma. I have a lot of friends up there. There's a lot of fun stuff going on. We are racing Friday, Saturday, so that's a big thing. Sometimes I gloss over the little details. On their official calendar that they first put out, it said Thursday. Thursday is not their day, but it's going to be Friday, Saturday. The race day is on Saturday, and if you're wondering why, it's because it was scheduled on Easter. So typically in motorsports, you don't normally race on Easter weekend or Mother's Day. Those are the two kind of holidays you'd really try to avoid. So they moved it to a Saturday event. So if you're new to the Rock Sonoma stuff, it will be a Saturday race day, official practice on Friday. And then you can go to norcalkarters.com, click on the Rock Sonoma event, and you can register from our page on their page. The other thing they've done differently this year is they're using, I should know this. They're using a new registration. What is it called?
Alpha.
Racing Hub or Karting Hub? Something. But they're using a new timing and scoring and registration system, which at the very first round, a lot of people were very happy with the procedure. So that part was cool. I'm going to guess, based on who I've talked to, I'm going to guess this one's going to have a bigger turnout than round one. A lot of people were not prepared to race in February at Sonoma. And they just flat out said it. It's like, no, it's too early. And there was kind of three main reasons. It was either it's too early and we're still paying off our bills from Vegas and Christmas and all that stuff. So they wanted that little extra buffer. It's early in the season for weather, and people didn't want to gamble on, do we do rain tires? And it was a beautiful race weekend. Like, you could not ask for a better race weekend. It's beautiful. And then the third thing people said was they just have their winter sports that they do, whether it's snowboarding or skiing or doing winter stuff. So I'm really looking forward to this weekend. It's probably going to be bigger than the first round. So that'll be good. And there's good racing up there. So check it out, Rock Sonoma. Let's see. What else do we have, Ashley? We're only in March. Well, I guess I'm only in March. So if you're wondering what website I'm on, this is norcalkarters.com. This is the actual calendar page. Let's see. April 6th and 7th, Kinsman Kart Club. They're going to have their karts and mini motos on the weekend of April 6th and 7th. So, again, all of this, if you're seeing the event on NorCal Karters, you can click on it. Boom. It'll take you to their information page. each club tells me where they want everything to point. So for Kinsman Kart Club, they want their stuff to point to their Facebook page. So that's how I've had that set up. But yeah, they have a race coming up April 6th and 7th. That's Kinsman Kart Club. Ashley talks about Challenge of the Americas. Their season finale, round 5 and 6, that's coming up at Sonoma. Also that same weekend, we've had Tim Meyer on. So Tim Meyer has been promoting the Go-Kart Hall of Fame. This is going to be the inaugural. Sorry, I'm toggling because I could probably split screen this. That would probably be a lot better. Then I can see what's on two different screens. But, can I do that? Sorry. Butterfly. Squirrel. Did I just think about something? I'm either everybody's seeing all of my windows condensing and not, or they're not. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Oh, there we go. There we go. Split screen. All right. So Tim Meyer, Go-Kart Hall of Fame. They're going to be a sponsor this year for 2024. So they will be on the backdrop from here on out as well. But they're doing their inaugural induction of the Go-Kart Hall of Fame. And if you go to their website, it's actually pretty cool. I'm not a big vintage kart type guy, but they have a lot of different pictures. They also have an event that weekend in Bakersfield at the Bakersfield kart track. So they were trying to piggyback off of a vintage kart event. They're going to be doing a dinner. They're going to, have the drinks. But if you go to their website and you're kind of curious about vintage cars, they've got hundreds of photos on there of just the different. Oh, it's not following me. There we go. Hundreds of photos of the vintage kart stuff. So you can go on. You can look at the different. This is this year's class, 2024. I'm trying to get a couple of our NorCal guys on here, like Vince Paleo, Ron Emick. I need to reach out to Terry Ives to come on the show and kind of talk about the vintage stuff and then also talk about the Go-Kart Hall of Fame. But these are the inductees in the first year. So we have, let's see here, Robert and Frank Kinsella. I know that Kinsella. Ashley, help me out here. Kinsella or Kinsella?
I would say Sia.
Sia. All right. And they watch the show. So Robert and Frank, they're getting inducted in. Gary and Linda Emick and Ronnie Emick, they're getting inducted in. I'm not skipping over people on purpose. I'm just kind of looking at the ones I know are from NorCal. Terry Ives, Kinsman Kart Club. I asked Tim Meyer. You can go back a couple of weeks for the podcast we did with Tim Meyer. I go, why did you put a kart club on there? And it was because Kinsman Kart Club has been around for a very, very long time in karting standards. So he felt it was just appropriate to induct the Kinsman Kart Club into the Hall of Fame. Gary Nelson and Jeff Nelson. We just had Kelsey Nelson on. Kelsey's husband, Cole, is the son of Jeff Nelson. So Gary and Jeff Nelson are getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. I already mentioned Vince Paleo. Trying to get him on the show. Scott and Bob Pruitt and Bobby Pruitt, they're going in this year. John Regani's going in this year. If I skipped any more NorCal guys, I apologize. But yeah, GoKartHallOfFame.com. You can go over there and go check that one out. And yeah, they're new sponsors for 2024 as well. But that event is coming up on April 12th. So that'll be a lot of fun. You can go to their website and get a hold of Tim to register for the event. You do have to pay for the event. So it's a dinner. It's a banquet setup. So that's what's happening there. Can you tell I have too many tabs open? Ashley's like, yeah, you got 2 minutes. Go-Kart Hall of Fame. I got to reset myself.
That's it. I think that's it for April, though.
It's not.
It's not?
No, that's only the second week of April. Let's see. We got to give the sponsors their value. Let's see here. Share screen. If I'm doing a terrible job at this, and I am, we are looking for a producer because that was supposed to be Ashley's job, but then she decided, I want to co-host. So if you feel like a great job for you is off camera, running the different screens and bringing up the content, Ashley and I would love to have you join our team. And no, it does not pay very well. Let's see here. So April, Go-Kart Hall of Fame. There's also the Northern Nevada Kart Club. They have a work day. So we were just talking about, if you love complaining about what clubs aren't doing for you, show up to the work days, give them a hand. I see way more people online complaining about what tracks aren't doing versus when I actually show up for the work days. I never see those people at the work days. So just my 2 cents. So that is going to take place April 14th on the work day. Ashley talked about CCKRA. Where is that race, Ashley?
Santa Maria.
Santa Maria. So that's going to be April 20th and the 21st. And that's also the same weekend as Northern Nevada Kart Club. That is their round 1 for Northern Nevada Kart Club. Then also that weekend, Blue Max Kart Club has race number 2 kicking off. They actually just had their first club races past weekend. It was supposed to be a combination with Gold Rush. The Gold Rush decided to pull out because of weather. And really what it just came down to is transportation issues. There's a large contingent that comes in from Reno, and we had snow in the forecast. And instead of having a money race and people not being able to make it, they decided to reschedule it. But I don't have the rescheduled date in front of me. But if someone's out there, if they know what it is, that's fine. Also, if you would like to sponsor Gold Rush for the NorCal site, we would love to have some support to help get them more exposure and more promotion for their series, because they are a regional series that piggybacks off of local club racing. So we are looking for a sponsor for Gold Rush to help promote their series and help them get the word out. But let's see here. April 21st, Blue Max Race Club number 2. See, Ashley thought we were done. April 27th and 28th. Boom. That is karts only. So Kinsman Kart Club on the 27th and the 28th. Karts only. So if you don't understand why it says karts only, Kinsman Kart Club, Northern Nevada Kart Club, Shasta Kart Club, they do karts and mini moto. So Kinsman Kart Club, they have a combination kart and mini moto. Most of their race dates are in combination, but this one in particular is karts only. So just keep that in mind. And then it looks like the NorCal 80cc shifter group, they will be at that Kinsman Kart Club race. They were out at Blue Max. And real quickly, I saw a post online. I shared it on NorCal Karters. Somebody was kind of reintroducing themselves into karting. They heard about the 80cc shifter group. They went out to Blue Max this weekend, and they said they were obnoxious, and they asked a bunch of questions that were basic questions. And they said the 80cc group was so helpful in getting these guys pointed in the right direction. And that's just what we need more of at the local level. For those that don't know, the 80cc shifter kart guys, they're really just a bunch of dudes. They're not tied to a shop. They're not tied to a track. They're just a bunch of dudes that had 80 shifter karts sitting in the garage, and they probably got yelled at by their wives to get them out of the garage. But they started this group about 3 years ago, and they've had 15 or 20 strong at club races, and it's all mothball type stuff. There's a few guys out there with new equipment, but these guys have done a great job at banding together. The head guy sends out an email every couple of weeks. He has a list of all the equipment that's available for sale in NorCal for 80 stuff. It's a great group. So if you go to NorCal Karters, click on their event page, you can go directly to their Facebook page. But they will be at Kinsman Kart Club on that 27th, 28th weekend. And we can't forget about NCK. So NCK Road Racing will be at Chuckwalla. So we had Mark Morrison on a couple of weeks ago. And that is going to be 27th and 28th at Chuckwalla. So there's a lot of racing going on. You want to talk about May? Ashley? You're like, no, I do not. Well, you can see it. Prairie City's right there. Prairie City Super Series, race number 3. Northern Nevada Kart Club, race number 2. And if you're watching our show for the first time or wondering what karting is all about, any of these things that say race kart experience, if you click on it, fill out the form. I will call you I try to do it within 24 hours. I will answer your questions regarding karting and getting involved. And if you've never driven a kart before at all, you have no idea, find a local indoor place or a place like Donald Urban's concession karts out at Prairie City. Try that first. It's going to be anywhere from $30 to $50 a session. And if I'm being blunt, if $50 is too much for a hobby to go do 20 laps, outdoor karting is not for you right now. So that is going to be the cheapest way you're going to find a way to try karting. But if you go out there and you do 2-3 sessions and you go, man, that was so much fun, but I want to go a little bit faster. I want a kart that handles a little bit better. I want kind of more of a racing experience. Call me and we will get you set up with one of these kart experiences. And there's 4 different tracks that they operate out of. So there's it's a great way to determine if race karts, not concession karts, if race karts are right for you. So click on any of those links that say race kart experience and fill out the form and I will reach out to you. So with that being said, Ashley, what do you got? Nothing?
No, sorry, I had to unmute. No, I think that's it. I hope to see everybody out at the races. And again, if you are not racing, come and watch. Come check out other tracks. Try out other tracks. See what the weather's starting to change. So lots of things happening in nice warm places. So hope to see everyone soon. And if you want to come on the show, go ahead, reach out and let us know.
So real quick, don't hit end. Because I got to do my sign off and we have questions coming in. Let's see. Gold Rush, the first Gold Rush race is going to be rescheduled to the Kinsman race. So let's see, June 9th. That's a random question. June 9th.
June 9th is the rescheduled date for the Blue Max.
For Blue Max. And then round 1 is going to be at the next Kinsman Club race.
Yes.
So that'll be good. Kudos to Blue Max. They did a great job. Yes, they did. I saw a lot of stuff on there. Jason, you're doing a great job. Looks like I owe Jason about $20 for that compliment. Let's see what else we have. Did I miss anybody? No, we got it all. We got it all figured out. So I'll end the show on my normal tagline, but we are looking for a sponsor for Gold Rush to help them promote their series on NorCal Karters. So if you'd like to do that, reach out to us directly. And if we all bring one person to our sport, we'll double by next year.